The system of production, distribution, and consumption of goods and services, the efficient use of resources, the act of reducing costs, the concepts of production and management of material wealth, the invisible hand, the economic machine, the belief that money, profits, markets, and corporations are part of a machine operating in an automatic fashion, following inexorable and amoral laws. The cogs and wheels of the economy are out of our very visible hands, and the economy is separate from more human and emotional aspects, such as ethics and care, and the notion of well-being is measured solely by an increase in output. The economic man has become separated from the sphere of care, morals, and love. These feminine characteristics are segregated to the household. Sound familiar? These are the immediate defining words that come to mind when asked, what is the economy? But let us consider the more archaic definition of the word economy, from the Greek words oikos and nomos, meaning the management of the household. If we travel back in time, we find the spheres of influence according to gender were very different, and back then the accepted notion was, quite literally, of the economic woman, who managed the care, function, and well-being of the household. So if the definition and perception of the economy has changed so thoroughly, let us reserve the right to reevaluate its purpose. Is it to maximize GDP, to reduce costs and to efficiently produce materialistic growth and profit, and only for the richest and most affluent part of the world population? Or is it to maximize overall well-being, prosperity, and the advancement of society? But why is it important to specify the moral and altruistic purpose of the economy? Who cares if economic growth includes a variable for happiness, well-being, or equality? If GDP is a measure for simple, numerical, and financial goods and services of the economy, then as Marilyn Waring puts it, an oil spill which increases GDP due to the activity and expenditure that goes into cleaning it up literally equates to economic growth. However, what then happens to the environment? Is simple income per capita another good measure for economic growth? In the competitive rat race the economy is sometimes perceived to be, the results of a narrow, profit-driven economic foundation can be unhealthy and damaging to the overall well-being of society. In our world, the increasing demand of material goods and the ever-competitive need to keep up with the Joneses have pushed people into the labor force and to work more and more hours on top of that. Even though equal opportunity has made strides in allowing women to work alongside men, it hasn't led to equality. Holding occupation type constant, women are still paid less than men, and usually it is their feminine characteristics such as putting family over career that are quick to be blamed. The unpaid double-day shift that many women have been forced to commit to in order to have a family is not counted in GDP and is an ignored factor in economic growth. And added to the mix are large corporations or monopoly firms mandated to maximize profits and the incomes of their owners. They hold much power over buyers and employees, even governments. This vicious cycle of being socially bred to consume more and work more has created an unhealthy lifestyle, especially for more devalued society members such as minorities, women, those under the poverty line, and for anyone who does not fit the mainstream version of the economic man. In spite of all the perceived wealth of the United States, many people's basic needs aren't being filled. The building blocks of our economy have forced many to play the economic game with the economic man's rules. Competitive careerism at the cost of family, leisure, or community. Putting aside morals in business. Growth no matter what the cost. The result? The environment is slowly demolished, our resources diminished. Inequality and poverty become high, and the distribution of time and effort goes towards profit instead of well-being towards ourselves, others, and our world. In fact, what we are producing with our well-oiled economic machine are global crises. As Rianne Eisler, author of The Chalice and the Blade, puts it, what's the use of struggling to get the top berths of the boat if the boat is sinking? But why is the boat sinking? If we take a look at one of Julie Nelson's models from her book Economics for Humans, we see two extremes, the perceived masculine and feminine characteristics, the rational and the moral, the body and soul. Segregated, each leads to problems. Perverted, the economic man, the body, leads to inequality in the economy, disregard for ethics and altruism, destruction of people, environment, and overall well-being of the world. Similarly, the soul left on its own can be powerless, irrational, and passive. However, combined, they create a balanced economy. Together, they serve to create a complete set of economic values, aware of the needs of the world as well as the potential advancement of society. The economy isn't an automatic, self-sustaining machine. It is a beating heart that requires much more than the current economic framework. So if the economy isn't and shouldn't be a machine, who then pumps the economic blood? Who controls the invisible heart?